Alright, we are going to cover this in heat tape. This stuff right here, this is part of my intercooler I bought from Marketplace. It's a Process West Verticooler. And paint's kind of scratched up and whatnot. I figured I would cover it in this stuff and maybe keep some heat out too. So I'll watch some videos to figure out how to do it. We'll see if I can do it right. So I guess the first step is to make sure this sucker is super clean. So I washed it with just like Dawn dish soap to cut the grease, make sure there's nothing like that on there, and I cleaned off my bench really good. And then another trick, I guess, is this stuff doesn't like to bend around corners, so you cut it into thin strips. And I guess that works better. So we're gonna give it a shot here, see what we get. Alright, here's the first part. So this one turned out pretty good. I believe this boost pipe goes right off of the turbos, straight up in front of the timing cover and all that. So it's probably going to see a bit more heat load than this other guy will. But I think I'm going to do it to this one too. It's also pretty scratched up here. I'm guessing that the temperatures under the hood will be hotter than the compressed air that's going to be going through here, because as you compress air, it heats up. So, but I don't think it's going to be anything near the heat load that'll be under the hood generated by the engine and all that. So I think I'm gonna cut this one too. I think it may help a little bit, it may not, but it'll at least look pretty. So we're gonna do that. Haven't made my mind up about how to cover this thing. I got no problem with them putting their brand on it. They make nice stuff, but not sure how I'm going to tape over that and make it look clean. I may just cut this off and flap wheel it down smooth so that you can't see that it was there. But my guess is they powder coat this after they have it all welded on, obviously, because it'd be sure hard to weld through that. Anybody who's welded knows you got to have nice clean metal. So I'm guessing they make this, powder coat it. So I'm thinking if I cut this off and flap wheel it down, it's going to be just a mess under here. So we'll see. I'm gonna do some thinking. We'll figure it out, and we'll get back to covering stuff in tape. All right. So just a quick safety talk here. Probably most people already know this stuff, but these things can do some damage, so be careful with them. Eye protection, put gloves on, sleeves if you're going to be doing it a while. Hearing protection even, too. One thing that's maybe not so obvious with cutoff wheels and these type of discs in general is that if you get the wrong kind, they can pack with aluminum in the little gaps here and there. These are the way they're made, they fill up with aluminum or any kind of non-ferrous material in here, and as that material expands from getting hot, it can crack this disc, and while it's spinning at, you know, however many thousands of RPM, there's a lot of energy in this thing, and they just fly apart. A while back when I was doing a lot of welding and that sort of stuff professionally, I had one of these explode in my face, and of course I had you know, all the proper protection and everything, so it was just really exciting, but it definitely could have been very bad. So make sure if you're going to do this with the cutoff wheel that you make sure that it's made to cut aluminum too. This one is, so we're good there, but just be careful with these things. They can definitely ruin your day. Got this one all done. I'm kind of glad I cut that off. It really would have been hard to cover it, so you almost can't even tell it was there. So yeah, I like it. I think it turned out pretty good after doing, you know, this much of it. I would say it's not that hard. I'm not sure why it gets such a bad rap from people saying it's really super hard to do. I think if you clean it really good, follow the directions, obviously, and then do the small strips on the corners trick, it helps a lot. And then just be patient and take your time. It's, you know, it's not a race, so I think if you do those things, you'll be fine, and it's not too bad, and I think it looks pretty good. So it looks better than scratched up old boost pipe that looks like it's been in a box for, you know, a while. So I think most people know what that looks like. So I think it's pretty good. I'm thinking about maybe doing the end tanks on the intercooler, but we'll see how much patience I have left. I definitely have enough tape to do it, so we'll see. We'll give it a shot maybe and see how it goes. Okay, so here's the finished result. I think it turned out pretty good. It looks pretty nice. It should be moderately functional. And it really was not super hard, and it was not super expensive either, so I'll try to figure out a way to see if this actually helps and maybe make another video about that. But for now, that's pretty good, and wait for some other parts to come in, and we'll get it on the car and see how it does.